Protests erupting at the Tennessee State Capitol after the shooting at that Nashville school killed 3 children, 9 years old, and 3 adults. The people that you see here yelling, "No action, no peace," they're lawmakers. And while protesters were outside the chamber demanding action on gun control inside, those lawmakers took over the session with bullhorns, and now they are facing possible removal from office. On Monday, there were more protests in the House chamber, this time over the possible removal of 3 Democratic lawmakers. That vote, by the way, to decide if they're going to lose their job, that vote happens tomorrow. One of those lawmakers is Representative Justin Jones. He posted this video to social media and says it shows Republican State Representative Justin Lafferty pushing him and grabbing his phone. Police are reportedly looking into that matter. I should note that Representative Lafferty has put out a statement saying, quote, "Jones came to my desk, and as I turned, he shoved his phone into my face and in a threatening manner. I reacted as anyone would. Attempts to characterize this as anything else are misleading and false." So with me now is Democratic State Representative Justin Jones, who represents Nashville. Representative Jones, thank you very much. I want to keep our eye focused on what's happening, right? We wanted to explain that confrontation to our viewers. But you're at risk of losing your job tomorrow. If you lose your job for taking the floor in the way you did to call for more action on guns, will it have been worth it?
Well, thank you so much for having me on today. And I think, it's morally insane that a week after a mass shooting took 6 precious lives in my community here in Nashville, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, their first action is not to take actions to rein in this proliferation of weapons of war in our streets, but it's to expel their colleagues for standing with our constituents. And so this is not just about losing my job, it's about silencing the voices of over 70,000 people in my district. Altogether, the 3 of us represent over 200,000 people whose voices are being taken and silenced by a party that is acting like authoritarians. It's very concerning, and it represents a clear and present danger to democracy all across this nation that should trouble us all.
So the response from the Republican speaker says that your actions actually took the focus off the victims of that shooting, those 6 victims, took the focus off their families. This is a pair of tweets from our, took the focus off the voices of other protesters. And I wonder how you respond to that.
That we went up to the well because our people were continually silenced. Protesters were silenced. The Speaker of the House refused to let any member speak on the issue of guns. And so he shut down democratic debate. And so we found a way to get in the way and to get in good trouble, as John Lewis called it, because that's what was needed, that he was shutting the microphone off the movement of the people. And that's why we had a megaphone, because he shut off the microphone on the people. And the Speaker of the House is now once again trying to silence voices by trying to oust us, voices of opposition, voices trying to hold him accountable for his proliferation of guns that he promotes in his policies.
What are you going to do if you lose your seat? Meaning, you lose that megaphone, right? You lose your vote, the 3 of you.
Well, this is not about us individually. This is about silencing a movement. And so I believe that this is unconstitutional, that our state constitution, Article 2, gives representatives the right to dissent from and protest against legislation and actions that are injurious to the people, Article 2, Section 27. And so, we believe that we were acting in the spirit of our state constitution and the United States Constitution to voice the concerns and grievances of our constituents. That's why thousands of people gathered with us on Thursday once again and Monday. And they'll be back this Thursday when we're ousted, when they threaten to oust us, because the people are saying that this is an attack on democracy. This is an attack on the voice calling for action to rein in this proliferation of weapons of war on our streets. And so this should concern people all across the nation. If they can silence lawmakers, they can silence anybody, anyone else.
That's interesting. That's going to be, it sounds like, your legal argument to fight this expulsion, Article 2, Section 27. I'll just say for our viewers and get your response finally, Article 2, Section 12 of the Tennessee Constitution says that very clearly that House members, representatives, can be punished for disorderly behavior. And that's what they say you were doing.
And I just want to note that this is only the third expulsion since the Civil War in the Tennessee House of Representatives. The last expulsion was for sexual harassment, 22 counts in 2016, Representative Jeremy Durham. The expulsion before that in 1980 was for a recording of a lawmaker taking a $1,000 bribe for his vote. And so they're saying that our actions of First Amendment activity, of standing with our constituents, demanding common sense gun control, is equal and equivalent to those crimes and unethical behavior. That's what they're saying. And it sets a very dangerous precedent that any voice of opposition or dissent can be ousted.
Look,
from a democratically elected body.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there. A little bit of a delay, but look, you're the youngest Democratic lawmaker in the state house right now. I know you ran largely because of gun violence. We appreciate your time, and of course, we'll be watching very closely tomorrow to see what happens in that expulsion vote. Tennessee Representative Jones, thank you.